The views and opinions expressed in the following program are those of the hosts and guests, and not necessarily those of the staff or management of Worldwide Digital Broadcasting Corporation.
Well, my girl got the sweetest pussy.
What show?
Welcome to Sin City Bounty.
Also,
we are all fucked up tonight, y'all.
We're arguing already.
I would like to apologize for my level of tonight because it's just not there right now.
Your wit will come.
It will come.
your whip will come.
Wit.
Oh,
My whip is in my bedroom.
It's that kind of show. All right.
How's that?
Mama like.
That was Times Are Changin' by Bob Dylan, right? Is that the name of the song?
That's the name of the song.
Times
You
Are
have to ask the
Changin'.
old guy.
Charlie Rose.
Charlie Rose.
Charlie Rose. 8 women. Charlie fucking put you to sleep, Rose.
Dude, I made this. I said this months ago, I think. The more this the longer this goes on, the more people we will find have perpetrated some sort of sexual offense against another person, and that's because, and it's not an excuse. That's because back in the day, and even a little bit still today, that's just how it was. That's how everybody was.
That's how the mindset was.
Yes.
And it still is.
It still is. It's changing.
Yeah.
I've got my fingers crossed, and I'm so much in love. Tom Hanks, Samuel L. Jackson, Morgan Freeman, and Kevin Smith have not had any sexual allegations against them yet. And I pray to every god on this planet that it doesn't happen, because those 4 are like my favorite. I mean, I was going to say Louis C.K., but that's out the fucking window. Of course, nah, I'm not going to defend him. You shouldn't whip your dick out and whack off in front of a girl you're not fucking regularly.
No.
Or that you haven't paid.
Even if you've asked permission.
Yeah.
Even if you've asked permission, can I pull my dick out and whack off in front of you? What's a girl gonna do?
Well, this girl.
Well, I can answer that question. I've been there.
Oh, okay.
And I've been like, no, thank you. So, I mean, it's true if a guy,
Let's say it was somebody that you looked up to that did that.
Yeah, there's a huge difference. The thing that, and we talked about this last week, the thing that's going on is these are individuals in power who are yielding their power.
Even if it's not consciously
these
yielding
acts.
your power.
Yeah, right.
You are a person in a position of power. And unfortunately, when you are in that position of power, you can no longer be the freakoid you would be normally. You have to keep it in your pants. You have to rein it in. You need to tie that shit to your fucking leg, yo. Because you just can't let your freak flag fly if you're going to be in charge of something other than a fetish club. Sorry.
I said Charlie Rose, and then I paused, and then I said 8 women.
Oh, yeah.
Vendetta, Charlie Rose, 8 women.
I mean, he probably did that too.
I don't think he's
that
a
probably
cannibal.
was involved somewhere.
Well, it depends on your definition of 8.
Exactly. You go right to cannibalism. Our mind is all like...
I'm all in the vagina business. Nom nom nom. Hashtag vagina's delicious.
That's because they look like tacos.
Lots of people that would agree with you. I
Little
saw
fleshy
a video
fish tacos.
of a taco that costs as much as a car because they put gold leaf in the taco. Why?
I'm going to tell you right now, I can go down to Joann's and get gold leaf for $20. Your taco don't need to cost as much as a car. I can make a gold leaf taco for like $22.
Can you?
I can.
And
Can
not,
we
not
make
even
this
that much, because when you buy the gold leaf, you get like 10 pieces.
Is it edible gold leaf?
Yeah.
All
Why,
gold leaf.
why has no one told me about this?
Just so you know, all gold leaf is edible unless it's been laced with something else. But if it's pure gold, gold is edible. Your body will sort of digest it, but mostly you'll poop gold flakes.
It's what's in Goldschlager. The little floaties in Goldschlager.
Yeah, I can't.
I can't drink Goldschlager anymore. That's that, that one alcohol you have, you're like, I can't drink tequila anymore.
Mine's schnapps.
Mine is Goldschlager. Yeah.
Mine is tequila, although sometimes I will partake, and it's just as bad as I remember. Or I'm just as bad as I remember. That's more like it.
Just saying.
More like... Oh, no, just kidding.
She's like,
Sorry. We went from vagina is delicious to tacos to gold lace tacos to Goldschlager to drinking. That's in less than 2 minutes.
to a.
I mean, that took longer than I'd expect.
Yeah.
Vaginas are delicious blowjob. That's how that entire sequence went.
Right there.
Because let's face it, if you're going to put it in your mouth, it might as well be fleshy and delicious.
Hashtag fleshy and delicious.
Yes.
I like that.
So our Sierra is a little today because her week has been crazy.
It's been an emotional fucking roller coaster this week. So, I did a TV interview. Now, most people be like, why you freak out about a TV interview? You're on my fucking YouTube, Ustreams, Ufaces all over the places every week. And it's like, this isn't real TV. Sorry, Johnny Fever. Johnny 5 is mad as fuck.
Our home station, WWDBTV.com, makes real TV. Just saying.
They do make real TV.
And I do watch our show on Roku. Just simply go on there, search for.
It's on there. So, but it's a little different when it's a national news organization that is going to put your video on their TV newscast. And it would be one thing if I was just doing an interview about, so you're a fat girl who does a radio show. Sure, I'm a fat girl who does a radio show.
And that would be completely different.
That would be completely different. And it would be a different mindset, a different thing, and I'd be super excited about it. But what I basically did was come out to the entire world about my religious beliefs. I participated in an interview to dispel some of the misconceptions about my particular faith, which is not a normal faith and which quite honestly still gets lots of flack.
You're not a Republican, are you?
Good God, no.
I thought you were coming out as Republican, and I was just...
Yeah, no,
that's not a religious belief.
Nervous.
That's
I believe it is.
That's a mental disorder.
It can be.
I think y'all missed that
a
one.
Republican Jesus.
No, I got it.
Usually Christian.
So I'm
Pedophile?
Wiccan. Yeah, don't start that. I am Wiccan. I've been Wiccan since I was a teenager. I've been with the same group since 1999. I mean, I've been Wiccan longer than I've been anything else, and I've been Wiccan my entire adult life. As a matter of fact, my entire adult life, from the age of 19 till today, which is almost 40, I have been with the same group. I took some time off to, raise a kid and stuff like that, because being Wiccan's not like being Christian. I don't just go to church on Sunday and then forget about my religion the rest of the time. It's a full-time fucking job. It's a lifestyle. It's a way to be and exist.
Wednesday is named for Odin. I don't know if you guys knew that.
Oh shit! Forgot to turn my phone off. Sorry, y'all. So the thing is that not all my family knows. Like, my close family knows. My parents know. My sisters know. Well, yeah, basically that was it. My parents and my sisters and my step-parents. But none of my extended family knew, except now they all know because I went ahead and posted it on my Facebook page
Several times.
multiple times. And my biggest fear was, frankly, less that they would not want to interact with me anymore. It was, I have been fired for this before. And I know I work for a conservative Christian, and so I was a little worried that I would catch some flack, and I think I did, but it wasn't, I'm not for sure. Because she could be mad at me just because I am an asshole after all, so like I wouldn't blame her, wouldn't put that past her. But the thing that I was worried the most about was the internet trolls and the real life trolls. Now, it's only been a day since the video went on live to the world. So I haven't had the opportunity to experience real life trolls yet, and I have my fingers crossed that it won't happen. But I have been assaulted, my character personally, by real internet trolls, whom I know personally, which is pretty fucked up, whom I have never been anything but nice and cordial to, and yet they have nothing but negative things to say about me. I've never publicly said a negative word about them. I will admit that privately I've said some very tasteful words, but publicly, whenever we interact, it's always been courteous, kind, a handshake, a smile, and a blessed fucking bee, bitch. But they take it upon themselves to be as ruthless and malicious and salacious as they want to be, and all the issues words you can choose. And
just all the issues.
All the issues.
I talked her off of one ledge today, which has kind of kept her a little calm. But the more she sees and the more she hears, the more she gets riled up again. And
the most nerve-wracking thing to me is that I've never been as public about it as I am right now. Since I got fired from one job for it, I have never told an employer. I have one past employer between now and then who knew. And that's only because this twat told her. It's all your fault.
I'm out of this one.
But the thing is that she and I have seen each other naked. She's sleeping at my boyfriend's house right now. So, you know, that's how it works. It's cool. Whatevs. But nobody else knew. As a matter of fact, some former colleagues from my last job have commented on some of my posts going, I had no idea. And I'm like, that was kind of the point. Because I did also work for conservative Christians who may have taken some offense to the fact that I worship a goddess and a god. And I'm okay with gay people and naked gay people with me. Nothing to do with my religion, by the way. I'm just saying. I'm okay with naked gay people.
That was added. I'm like, what part of your religion is that?
Why don't you come over? I'll show you.
One of the things that I wanted to touch on is there's been some... there was a comment on the video that was posted on the site, on their Facebook page, about how if you're Wiccan, you should just come out and be proud. And...
I'm sorry, but people still get stoned to death in this country for it.
And granted, that would be awesome. That would be awesome if I could wear my pentagram to work.
Oh my God, I thought you meant if people got like stoned to death. And you're like, that would be awesome.
It would be awesome to be able to be as free
as
with
any Christian.
who you
Right,
are
right.
in
As a
any
Christian
in any
is.
manner
Yeah.
as Christians are, right?
Yeah.
But if her boss does have a problem, or if any future boss of hers has a problem with her religion, she will not get fired for being a pagan, because that is against the law.
No, but my boss don't like me very much. And Nevada is unfortunately not a right-to-work state.
No.
It's at will.
It's at will.
So they can just say, peace out, we're done with your employment here.
Yeah,
now,
they don't have to give you a reason.
no, but that does mean I get to collect unemployment, and they are adamantly against trying to pay for unemployment.
So they will try to find other reasons.
Yeah.
Which means if you've been late to work once or twice,
I'm 15
or
minutes early
if
every day.
you've left early, even with permission, they can put it all on their little record of you and say, this is why we're firing you.
Well, and one of the joyous things about my current position is that there is no time clock. So there's no way for them to prove when I have come or gone. So they
And
can't
this
do
goes
something.
this goes for not just because of your religion. This goes for
Sexual orientation, race,
Yep.
creed.
hobbies
Not
at home.
Yeah. I mean, it could be like they already know I'm kind of a freak, but I mean, they could find out that I enjoy being tied up to a wall and whipped with whips, and they could just decide that we're not comfortable with that and find a reason to fire me, even though it has literally nothing to do with work. It's crazy because every weekend they're like, have a great weekend. What do you have planned? And it's usually I have to lie. Like I've lied about and it burns inside me that I lie about it. I hate lying about it. I hate saying, oh, we're going to just go have a bonfire with some friends. Instead, I would love to say, oh, this weekend we're celebrating the thin veil, and we'll be able to invite our loved ones to join us, our dead loved ones, to join us for this grand feast and ritual, and we're gonna have a good time, and we're gonna commune with nature, and I'm just gonna be like super thrilled, and I would love to come back from that week, and they'd be like, how was your week? And I'd be like, oh, the Feast with the Ancestors was amazing. I had so much fun. My best friends were there. Blah 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 was the high priestess, and she did a great job, and blah blah blah. And I would love to do that, just like everyone else goes. Oh, we had a fish fry at the church on Friday night, and Bobby was there, and Tommy Lee was there with his new girlfriend, and isn't she just an adorable little thing? I would love to do this shit.
Churches in the South.
Yes, she is.
It's where I was raised.
Okay, my turn.
Yeah.
Okay? There's a lot of shit going on in this country right now. There's a lot of fucking idiots, a lot of pedophiles, fucking just everybody. Now, as just a regular old guy, white, old person, I've been to one of your events.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you have.
I was absolutely surprised at the amount of love, friendship, that was going on there. I mean, it was an awesome experience, and if people would spend a little more time understanding what the fuck other people do, instead of, I mean, I don't understand pedophilia, but I don't plan to. But I mean, come on,
You're not going to any NAMBLA conventions anytime soon.
No. But I'm just
NAMBLA.
saying, it's all based on ignorance, and they are feeding on our fears.
Yes,
And we need to stop that shit now.
the thing
I'm
about
done.
it. No, the thing about it is that I would love for it to be something everyone can be open and honest about, but we have people who work for state governments, we have people who work for city government, we have people who work for local law enforcement, and if anyone knew, they would be drummed out in a heartbeat.
Yep.
And I'm not saying that because it's something I think would happen. We have anecdotal evidence of it having happened to other people. It's not like I'm pulling shit out of my ass. It's not when I say someone was stoned to death in the United States of America because someone else suspected them of being a witch and casting curses on them. Fucking Google that shit. People are still getting shot because of it. They're in our country, in supposedly the greatest nation in the world, ridiculed for being a female Mason or becoming a female Mason. And that's not even fucking weird. Like, Masons are everywhere. It's just stupid.
Wait,
and
isn't it like Fight Club where you're not supposed to tell people you're a Mason?
no, I can tell everyone. Well, I'm not a Mason yet, so I can tell everybody I'm
You
becoming
can
a
tell
Mason.
people you're a Mason. You can't tell them what you do as a Mason.
Yeah, I can't give you my secret handshakes and shit. I might. If you come to a Mason's meeting with me. Want to be a Mason? You'll
It's
love
also
it.
a heavy recruiting.
Vendetta says...
One more time. This is how bad it's gotten. I was pulling out of the place where I live, and there's a driveway, and waiting for traffic. This is how pissed off I get at how my brain works. So this black kid comes running down the street in front of my car. You know, probably early 20s, and it's obvious he's out there running for exercise. You know, It's about 7:30 in the morning. The thought that pops into my head is, holy crap, I hope a cop doesn't see him and shoot him.
Yeah. That's kind of where we are.
And it's like, as soon as I thought that, I thought, holy shit, why would you think something like that? Because that's what's happening.
Yeah, my greatest fear right now is that some psychopath is going to hunt me down into the grocery store and stab me next to the onions because I'm a devil-worshipping Satanist.
No, it would be just stay away from the garlic.
I'm going to go sit in the garlic bin.
Vendetta... Go ahead.
Sorry, no, go on.
Vendetta says you were amazing in the interview.
Thank you.
Catherine
And your hair
says,
was like on point.
Yeah,
it
it
was
was.
like so full of volume. I was so
It was so fucking
excited.
poofy.
Catherine says you have my support, never feel alone. Jasper wants to know, isn't Wiccan culture also studies in the metaphysical?
Yes.
Yes. Let's see. CJ
Don't
says,
you assholes read Dan Brown?
I have that.
He's such a
I
hack.
have had that done to me, and I'm sure she's probably talking about being fired
Yep.
for working. And Raven Feather says yes.
Thank you, Raven Feather.
I think one of the things that I had noticed in reading the comments, I enjoyed your interview. I'm not
I'm not trying to recruit you neither. You stay Christian, my friend.
Right? I'm not Wiccan, so I'm not as familiar with it. With the exception of, like, I've asked you questions. You've never really, offered it or pushed it, but I've asked questions. And so in watching the video, I felt it was very informative. Like, it kind of dispelled a lot of things, and I really thought it was great. But the part that I noticed is even once the video, so when the clip was up, and I was reading the comments, and I even know enough that I'm like, oh my God, you guys are ignorant. And I'm like, and I'm not even, and I'm like, I don't even know everything, just from what I know about it. I'm like, oh my God, at least watch the video. And I'm like, it's got to get better once they watch the video. Then they'll look and they'll realize, and that's that.
No.
And then after the video came, like, there were still comments, and I'm going, did they not watch the video? Like, they literally just came to comment on whatever the title was. And I'm like, you obviously didn't read it, like it, or watch it at all. It was
7
very
minutes.
informative.
It's not even that.
7.
It's only 7 minutes because of the intro and outro. The actual video itself was like 6 minutes and 30 seconds.
Okay, one more question. You guys go around knocking on doors trying to convince people to believe in the goddess and stuff?
Proselytizing is
Do you
actually
have a book that you sell at door to door or any shit like that?
Go ahead and finish yours.
proselytizing is actually pretty anathema to the one law we have, which is an it harm none, because it would stress people out if I showed up at their doors in my black robes with my crown and bracelets on and said, have you heard the word of the great God Kernunos? Like, that would freak people out. I would be causing them harm, and I would be going against my one and only tenet in my faith.
And here's the other thing.
We don't want everybody.
That's right.
Right.
So I was trying.
We don't want all you crazy
I was trying
cocksucking
to-
bastards.
Our personal group, her and I are in the same group. We have a filtering system.
It's a good one, too.
There's like 2 interviews. The first interview is pretty lengthy. We tell them to give it 2 hours, and we ask them all kinds of questions from, is your husband or wife going to be okay with this, to, are you fucking crazy? Right?
No,
Is that really a question?
we literally asked them.
The fucking's not in there, but
No, we asked them if there are any physical or mental disabilities that we should know about, so that we can make accommodations for them. Because if you get grand anxiety by being in an enclosed space with a bunch of people, then we'll never do a small ritual with you in it. We would have you outside. If you have. We have students.
Agoraphobic.
If you were agoraphobic, we would find a way to help accommodate you for your teachings. We have students who have high altitude sickness, and because of that, we've changed where our ritual site is to accommodate them. Like, a ritual site we've been using for 25 years, and we were like, well, we got 3 students who can't do that, so let's find a new site. Like, that's why we ask those questions. We also ask them about their spouses because, and I shit you not, this happened in a we told somebody, please bring your wife with you. And he brought his wife with him, and I shit you not, this is the conversation that happened. When we asked them about, is your spouse okay with this? The husband said, I don't remember what the husband said, but the wife said, if you do this, I will divorce you. Yeah. And we are not about breaking up families over religion. Homie, go to church with your wife, keep the peace at home. If you decide you can't keep the peace at home, that's between you and her. But you can't be a part of us if it's going to ruin your fucking family.
And the length of the interview lets us get to know you a little bit, and the way that you answer the questions, whether you're going to be a good fit in the rest of the group or not. Because you are going to have to be able to get along with everyone.
Let me tell you something about being an elder in a Wiccan coven. You have to be a fucking psychiatrist, and not just a psychiatrist. You have to be a diagnostician. Psychiatrist. You have to be able to see the crazy before the crazy comes to you. And this interview the interview process has gone through 3 or 4 different versions. We have had to filter things and change things and make things work because we are not the right group for everyone. And we know that.
And we tell them that.
We are thoroughly aware of the fact that we are not the right group for everyone. But we have ties to the rest of the pagan community in this city, and we will gladly send you to where we think you would fit best. Yeah. I mean, just because all seekers should find teachers, and just because we're not your teacher doesn't mean we can't help you find your teacher. Yeah. Our goal is to teach, and if if we can't teach you, we'll find a way to get you taught.
Yep.
So your interview went great.
It went amazing. The interview was done like a week ago. We've been working on it since before October 1. The reason it was the interview itself was delayed so much was because of October 1 October, sorry. But yeah, the interview was fine. I was just nervous as hell because now literally hundreds of people who had no idea what my personal business was were going to know my it was like putting a picture of my vagina up on the internet.
Well,
no, it's one of the most
I'm sure we
sacred
could
parts.
find one of those.
One of the most sacred pieces of myself, and I shared it with people that
It's also a very sacred piece of our religion, by the way.
it is too. My yoni's very sacred. It's been blessed many times.
Anyway, so that's for the internet trolls.
Nope,
part of
that's
it?
for the internet trolls.
There you go.
Thank you, Johnny.
Wait, does your vagina really get blessed?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
with a kiss and everything. Sometimes with oil. Yes. Although usually the oil one is a self-blessing, but
I
Sometimes
use
holy
oil for
water.
self-blessing as well.
yeah.
Sometimes holy water. Get some holy water down it.
But sometimes you got to cut that oil down, depending on its ingredients, because that shit burns.
You put it in the right
Burnt.
place.
Wait, we're not talking like coconut oil?
No. It's a sacred anointing oil that contains a particularly caustic oil in its ingredient. And that means I got to cut that shit down to like 1/100th of a micrometer inside a bottle of oil. Because otherwise my poor sensitive yoni goes, that's too hot. My,
Your
butt,
yoni.
my
But
butthole
it
too.
does give for great stories.
It does.
How does one spell yoni? Asking for a
Y-
friend.
Yoni.
Is it called a yoni?
No, her name is Mango.
No, but I mean, if you're...
If you're Hindu, from that part of the world.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where the word is from.
Yoni.
We
Funny.
just use that word because it's prettier than pussy.
I use girl. So...
What do you
Girl,
use?
Girl.
Girl. In Thai, it's Hinoi.
Hinoi.
Hinoi
Can we
in
use
Thai.
Hinoi since you're Thai?
Humnoi is the boy.
Humnoi.
Humnoi is
Well,
the
of
boy.
course.
Hinoi is the girl.
Is that where Hummer came from?
What?
Is that where Hummer came from?
Hey,
Because it's a humnoi.
It's a humnoi. Hum. Sorry. We're being a little racially insensitive right now. Culturally insensitive?
Oh, yeah, I wasn't even tying it into that. I was tying in the name and the humming, so that sucked.
I made her be a little culturally insensitive.
I wasn't even putting two and two together.
So we've
Yeah, what made you choose not to wear a mask to go public for the interview?
So there's this is a complicated answer. I chose not to. I chose to be public because A, somebody needs to, and B, I suffer from a mild martyr complex. Not that's kind of true. Somebody needed to do it. We were asked if we would do it, and I know deep down in my heart of hearts that in my tradition, the path handed down to me, my lineage, my very first lady who taught me everything I know would have been right beside me doing this interview were she still here. Because we did all the research beforehand. We made all the right arrangements to make sure that this wasn't going to be a fucking Halloween fluff piece. And she would have been right there with me. And so would my high priest. They would have been like, everyone has a right to the goddess. The word needs to be shared. People need to know we're not fucking freaks. They would have been right there. She used to give interviews all the time. Yeah. It's just that some people are fucking assholes and they'll twist your words, which was why we had such a iron grip control on the final cut of this thing. Let me tell you, I put that news station through the fucking ringer about my demands on doing this interview. And they, without blinking an eye, met every single demand, and I knew they were real. Because if they had backed up on any one of that, I would have immediately shut it down. Yeah. I was not going to put my face to something that I knew was going to be terrible. My people need a face. They need a voice. Mine's kind of round and fully encompassing and generally very generic white girl, so it totally works.
When all of the head sheds sat around the table and said, hey, we got this email from this news channel. Who wants to do it? there was silence for like 3 to 4, 5 minutes.
We're all waiting for somebody else to fucking volunteer. And I'm like, I'll do it, I guess. I'm glad I did it. I really am glad I did it.
Well, one is very particular. Their job would not have it.
No,
No.
Another
Another one, their family would not have it.
No,
And-
not
yeah,
that family.
yeah.
And then that just basically left another one who also her job probably would have been a little about it.
And she didn't have a lot of time.
Well,
Yeah.
your mom said she's very proud of you, that she's a proud mama. So it makes sense that your family would be accepting.
Everybody is very proud of her.
Well-
Her timeline today, she put up a post, and just all the love that was on it was.
Thanks,
I
guys.
I was just reading them all, and I'm like, oh my god, everybody loves her so much.
Even fucking Der Hogus.
Yeah, I know.
Thanks,
Der
man.
Hogus.
My parents have known since I started with this group. They knew my high priest and high priestess. They know everyone in my coven now. They've met practically all of them, with the
Spent days
exception
with them.
of
Yeah.
anytime my dad's in town, before our former high priest and high priestess passed, he'd always want to meet with them or talk to them or whatever. But my parents have known for a while, and my parents are totally okay with it because they've seen the kind of person it's made me be. Jesus, I fucking hate saying this. I'm a nice person. Like, I'm a good person.
She ain't saying it because she doesn't want to pop the
I
bubble.
know. The asshole's like all a cover. She's like, I'm such an asshole.
I'm such an asshole.
She's not.
Here's $45 for panty liners at the ladies' place. Like, I'm such an asshole. But, like, seriously, I give way more money and time than I actually have to give because I know that we need to take care of our community, and it's part of my religion to take care of all of Mother Nature's creatures. Even you fucking internet troll cocksuckers. Even you get a nice candle from me once a year. Fuckers.
Getting the nice candle. Does the nice candle make people nice?
No, it's just a thankful they're doing okay candle. Kind of like a thanks for not killing him in a really disgusting and disturbing way, though that wouldn't upset me either.
Being witchy is cool, I have to say. I'm in love with the pomp and circumstance. The robes and the music and the incense and the
ritual.
candles and the... my mom loves the witch stuff because we do a lot of greeting each other with my lord and my lady, and she thinks it's so medieval that it's so cool. It's like she went to that place where you eat the turkey leg.
Her mom's a hoot.
I've been around where I have a lot of friends who are Wiccan as well. So I've been around a lot of individuals, but I really haven't ever heard until you where everybody always says "milady." And so I was with
If you come to our house for some sort of gathering.
So that I learned that quickly. And I'm all, who's milady? Who's milady? Like, this is fancy.
That's
like,
you.
I don't even wear clean panties. I totally
I don't
put
even
on
wear
a
panties.
I'm like, it's all fancy here. Like, I want to bring some tea.
We teach everybody to be respectful of other people because you never know who that person is. Because our faith is such a secrecy-based faith, you could be talking to a person and they could be a fucking third-degree high priestess of Black Forest Clan, and you wouldn't know because they're not going to tell you, and neither are you, so you should just assume they are. Just assume they're all fucking third-degree high priestesses. Everybody's my lord and lady. And just assume. And, because of that, we kind of have a reputation of being overly formal, but all the other leaders who come to our things love doing it because, first off, we prep our people. Hey, we got visiting dignitaries coming in, yo. And so they're like, my lady, my lord. I mean, not with all that shit, but I mean, they really go all out for our visiting dignitaries.
Lori said I agree. Being a witch is cool.
It
It's
is.
pretty fucking cool.
It is. Plus, you get to worship natural shit. Like rocks, the sun,
Trees.
the moon, trees. They're real.
Penises. Vaginas.
You get to worship penises.
Penises, vaginas, yeah. Or at least learn the history of people worshiping penises and vaginas.
We have penis spells. We have vagina spells.
Or the
What does it do?
the symbology of what a penis means.
Depends. What do you need done to your penis?
Like the Seattle, what is it? The Seattle Tower? Is that Seattle
Yeah, the
has that
Space
big
Needle?
The Space Needle, the Empire State's Building, penises.
The giant wooden penises that parade through Japan once a year? Penises.
Yep.
I'm so confused.
I can show you a vagina blessing later if you want it.
I would like my vagina to be blessed.
I can do that.
Totally missing out on this.
We can do that. We can do that tonight. After the show.
After the show. YouTube won't like it much. Facebook, certainly not. Twitter might be okay with it, though.
For home
You
personal
raunchy
use
bastard
might be
Twitter.
okay.
For those of you who are watching and commenting in our Facebook, on our Facebook video, Catherine Birchfire just put, "Trees are my god." And that's true. Catherine,
She's our favorite tree lady.
actually, we call her the tree lady.
I do.
She can actually read your tree. She knows what your tree symbol is. It's like floating around behind you in your aura, and she can give you a reading.
It's
about-
pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're trying to get her to do a lecture for us, but we're all busy. So if you're listening, Catherine, and I know you are, we really want you to do a lecture for our peoples.
If you're like a weeping willow, will she tell you?
Yeah.
I'm some kind of monkey tree.
That does not surprise me.
I was. It's been a long time since she's done a reading for me, but the first time she read me, this was back in like 2008 or something like that.
Yeah.
I was a monkey tree.
That does not surprise me.
That's kind of cool.
It is cool, huh? I can see myself out there.
So yeah, it's
In the
been
jungle.
nerve-wracking, emotional, because I'm just worried, and I'm a natural worrier. That's what I do. I'm just worried.
Well, all of us in the magical community, and you've been hearing from them all day. I don't want to say I have. Well, actually, I have too. Have our shields up. Have our Wonder Woman and Captain America shields up around you. We're all very proud of you, and you did a phenomenal job, and the interview turned out great. If you get a chance.
Really, really did. The high priestess who interviewed with me, she's amazing. Well, I guess it's public. I can say Lady Walking Turtle. She's amazing. She's
Oh my
super,
God, that's
super
her
sweet.
name?
Yeah.
That's
First
her
she
magical,
was so nice.
magical name.
Yeah.
But that's the coolest name.
It is pretty cool. She's so sweet, super, super duper nice. I really loved working with her on this project, and we interacted so well. We're really going to try to work on other things together for the community, because I mean, she's just pretty cool. So
They covered her face a bit more than yours. They did not. Hers they kept doing from behind.
it looked really cool though,
It looked
from
cool.
between the bushes and everything. Yeah,
Remember we were talking last week about Man Bun?
Yes.
Man
He
Bun.
was the cameraman.
He was the cameraman. Man Bun was the cameraman.
And he did a phenomenal job. If you don't like him because of his man bum, you have to like him because of his talent.
And his ass. Holy balls,
You
he
don't
has an
see his
ass for
ass in the
days.
video,
No, but I got to see it. It's great.
the filming of the end product came out. I mean, I'm sure that's the editor's job, but
He was the editor too.
Oh, there you go.
He did all of it.
That's some skills.
Yeah, he did an amazing job.
Our group looked amazing. I was squeeing.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
So
doing
one
a
of the
I was.
one of the tenets to this was that we got the final say on the final cut. So we got to see this piece 4 days before it went to air, and so we're all sitting around the table. We're watching it because it happened to come through during an elders meeting, and so we're watching. And you should have seen us. Me and another girl are sitting next to each other, and they did a pan of something of hers, and I was like, ah! She's like, ah! We were like, oh my God, that's so awesome! Like that's exactly how we sounded. We're like, oh my God, that's so great! The whole table, all of us were like, oh my God! We were like stupid 16-year-old girls who just saw their butts on the news.
Or we're at a New Direction concert.
Yeah.
Oh, hey.
See?
Now I'm in. Now I know what you're talking about. Now I got you. Now I make the connection.
I know. I know your mind.
Lady M used to say we should be nice to everyone, even those beneath us, because we never know. At our next job, they could be in a position above us.
Never shit on the person beneath you because they could be the person above you the next day.
Yeah. But if they try to sexually harass you, call them out.
Fuck with that motherfucker. Fuck 'em. Fuck 'em.
One of the I was reading fellow pagan posted a comment. There were a bunch of negative comments on this video when it was posted, And a fellow pagan said, "You will never find a high priest or high priestess trying to molest you." That's not true.
That's not true.
Just so you know, there are, what are they called?
Predators.
Predators in the pagan community as well. You just need to be smarter than them.
Yeah.
If anybody asks you to show your breasts or your yoni for a blessing and you're not cool with it, walk away.
Yeah, just so you know, all of our bodily parts blessings happen through like 4 layers of clothes because it's cold as fuck outside at night. So like I got on my long underwear, and then I got on my pants, and then I got on my robe, and sometimes I have a cloak on too. So
I actually just a couple months ago, I think I sent the rest of the elders a story, and I said, "Let us promise that there will be no secret teachings," because pagan leader somewhere back east asked a couple if they wanted to do extra credit classes, and wanted them to like swap partners and things, and they were not cool with it.
So that is not part of the religion.
That is
no,
not.
there's
part
actually
of the religion.
very, very actual sex that happens in the religion of Wicca. There's a lot of implied sex, I guess you could say, like ritualized, a dagger in a cup. That's the most salacious we get, you guys. Like, that's it.
The technical term is gender magic.
Yeah, it's gender magic. If you join a group and they ask you to have sex with the other group members, probably not a legitimate group. I mean, I'm not saying there are probably still some groups out there that use real sex magic, but it's generally not with random people, and it's generally not happening the first week you're there. So
the only time that I know that it's done in actual ritual is for one thing and one thing only, and that's initiation to the highest degree. If it's used then. Sex magic as magic is done by whomever,
couples all the time,
wherever, who have studied and meditated and learned how to do it right, because it's hard to concentrate on getting money when you're getting it.
when you're getting laid.
Right? It's hard for you to think about dollar bills
Yeah, because
when your man is tickling your fancy.
God, oh God, oh God does not actually count as a prayer.
Right.
It doesn't?
No.
So it takes a lot of work to get to the point where you can actually have sex to do magic. It's hard as hell.
No, it's hard as fuck.
Literally.
We've like taken up this whole time.
Yeah, we have.
So Roy Moore's a douchebag. The president of the United States is an even bigger douchebag.
Bigger douchebag. Let's talk about that for a minute. So I posted the clip on our Sin City Bounty page.
Good Lord have mercy.
Of how he said Donald Trump finally broke his silence, and the first thing he said was, well, he denied it.
Well, shit, I could deny that I'm a Christian. Oh, no, I'm not a Christian. Let me deny something
He's
real quick.
denied it, and it was 40 years ago, so we gotta let him, we gotta listen to him too.
Do you happen to have the exact quote? I was reading the quote to someone earlier today, and it was actually asinine because I didn't say at first where the quote was from. I just started reading it, and they're like, who said that?
That would be the leader of the world's greatest nation. Leader of the free world is what we used to call him. Now we just call him the leader of Twitter. Fucking Twitter.
And then you're looking for the quote, and then he went on to say, Roy Moore. He didn't say Roy Moore's name, but he did say, we don't want the Democrat in there because it would be bad on crime. It would be bad for the wall on immigration. It would be bad for the military.
Oh, he said the border.
Here's the exact words. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Ready? He denies it. Look, he denies it. If you look at all the things that have happened over the last 48 hours, he totally denies it. He said it didn't happen, and look, you have to look at him also. And then he said, we don't need a liberal person in there, a Democrat, Jones. I've looked at his record. It's terrible on crime. It's terrible on the border. It's terrible on military. I can tell you for a fact, we do not need somebody who's going to be bad on crime, bad on borders, bad for the military, bad for the Second Amendment. I can't find where he specifically says, but pedophilia is okay, but I feel that's implied by this whole thing.
I don't think the word pedophilia could have come out of his mouth because he probably wouldn't have been able to pronounce it.
Probably.
He probably don't even know what it means.
But
He's like,
long as...
Yeah, he would have said, like, I like bicycles too.
But as
Does that
long
mean feet
as
fetish? I don't know.
basically, as long as we fight the Mexican gang that he wants to fight, and we have our border built, and we build up the military, and you can have your guns, as long as all of that's okay, then apparently pedophilia, man.
One thing that I am not excited. How can you be excited about this? But one of the things that I'm grateful for seeing is that because of all the accusations and charges being held up against everybody else, I think I posted a link a couple days ago to an article of everybody who has been
Accused?
up until Charlie Rose, right? All the people who have been accused. That the 16, and the article I saw said 16 plus. What is that, 17? Or 16 plus some unnamed maybe, right? All those women who accused Trump when he was running are now coming back to retell their stories, get them on video, facing a camera and doing it. So maybe those charges against our own president can be taken just as seriously as everybody else.
Whatever happened to the articles of impeachment that those Democrats introduced into the House? Whatever happened to that? That news story got squashed.
The Republicans rule the House,
Yeah.
or they did. I don't know. I don't know what the. I can't remember off the top of my head what the split is now, but they were in control of the House.
And to deflect from all of this, by the way, Clinton, I don't know if you guys have heard Clinton, she lost. But every chance they get, they revolt back to like whataboutism, like what about Hillary?
Yes.
What about this? But now it's also, once again, what about Bill? So
Yes.
whenever anything
Oh,
comes
yeah.
up,
Bill's a big old douchebag,
Bill-
too. We knew that when he
of
was the
course,
president in
of
office.
course.
But at least he wasn't trying to take my fucking money away from me. At least he wasn't trying to revamp the KKK and turn them into a fucking political party. At least he wasn't supporting pedophilia.
I'm glad you mentioned that because I just remembered part of that story. Doug Moore, the guy who's running against,
Not Doug
it's
Moore.
not Doug Moore,
Strong.
Doug Jones,
Jones.
who was running against Roy Moore. He was the guy that prosecuted the KKK, the ones that shot up the church.
Right.
And so this is who they want to take down. They
They
want
wanna-
to take down this guy.
The guy
Well,
who's anti-white supremacist.
The bottom line is they're genuinely right now putting party in front of people.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're putting the party in front of, what has happened. They're putting the party in front of the victims who were teenagers at the time that this man allegedly
And
did this. Now, and the whole thing is that with him, like, he denied it. It didn't really happen. But immediately, everybody else who is not Republican, like, theirs is all true.
yeah.
Theirs is all true. Senator, what is it? Al
Franken?
Congressman.
Congressman Franken. That's it. Congressman Franken. That's absolutely true. And, everyone else. Absolutely true. By the way, the Times reporter, the one that, Spicy, who I miss you, Spicy. The one that he always messed with, he's out.
Yep. A New York Times reporter, yep. Charlie fucking Rose!
Nobody is safe.
Nope.
If you have ever been a sexual douchebag in your life, it is gonna come out, which is why I'm a little afraid.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. So if anyone ever accuses me of it, I'm going to apologize now. I was young. I was stupid. I was drunk through most of my 20s. So not that that's an excuse or anything, but I grabbed a lot of ass and a lot of titty.
How much time do we have left?
5 minutes.
5 minutes? Just so you know, there was a point in time on this show. If you come back and sit here behind this desk, we're going to sexually molest you.
We're going to harass you.
But we tell you up front that that's what's going to happen.
That's
Especially.
why I stay over here. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. But there has been a time where some of our guests have been
Offended.
offended or sexually aggressively pursued. And
We apologize for that.
and I'm not saying it wasn't any of us, but I do want to say that it has happened, and we corrected that behavior as much as we could. but people are individuals.
But they grown, as she likes to say.
Yeah.
And sometimes they stupid too.
But if you do want to be a guest on this show, know that we are going to ask you if we can sexually molest you on the air.
I don't think we've ever
that's what we
actually
do.
done it, though. Do we?
I asked the porn guy that was here. We're going to be touching you and all kinds of stuff. You cool
Yeah,
with
we're-
that? He said, yeah.
We're usually pretty open about the fact that if you're good looking, we're probably gonna fawn all over you. So yeah. But
That's true.
so far there hasn't been a whole lot of pushback against that.
Nope.
Guys generally like to be stroked and told they're pretty.
Yep. You're so pretty.
Guys don't get that enough, I don't
And we
think.
fondle each other all the time. So.
I've been asked, like, can I sit under the desk?
Yes, you
Do you
can.
remember they were sitting on laps at one of our, 200 episode?
That was me.
She was given lap dances at our 200th episode. To the Geek Lounge, no less. Shout out to you guys, brothers.
We miss you guys.
We sure do. Well, I don't. I get to see him once a week.
What was that number? I didn't see it.
5 minutes.
15 minutes, people.
Let's do some of
15
these little
minutes.
stories that you have that are hilarious.
Okay. Do you want to do the... Okay,
I want to
hold
do
on.
the getting out of being questioned one
Okay.
because that's up her alley.
Getting out of being
So,
questioned. How do I do that?
Police in Kansas had to end an interrogation after the suspect... Now remember this. Listen closely.
I'm taking notes.
After the suspect repeatedly and violently broke wind during questioning.
I can do this.
Sean Sykes, 24, was pulled in by police after he was found in a car with a backpack containing drugs and 2 handguns. The interviewing detective wrote in his notes that when asked for his address, the suspect, this is so you, leaned to one side and released a loud fart before answering. When Sykes continued to be flatulent, the officer wrote, I ended the interview. Sykes was released and later charged with unrelated drug and firearm offenses. Everybody, if you would like to get out,
Of being
Before you commit a crime, eat all the beans you can.
eat all the beans.
in the
For
broccoli, asparagus.
Or just be...
So I am going to always carry a couple of burritos with me
Yeah.
from now on.
I don't know.
Yep.
I've walked
As soon as
behind
I
you.
get pulled over
I
next
don't
time.
think you need any additional ammunition. I think you're
And I
good.
thought I was getting away with that.
I understand.
you're good.
I understand. Roughage gives you good gas. Too.
Oh, well, that
Yeah,
explains it.
Yeah. Vegetarians are gassy motherfuckers.
And if you have to, we learned once in order to make fetish videos for farting, if you happen to have something that will squirt air,
You know those little booger suckers that you buy for your
Yeah, the
babies?
booger suckers.
You just do it in reverse. Instead of squeezing in and then out, you stick it in your butt and you squeeze it in and you pump a bunch of air in there. And then you can hold it in, you know, like when you're like holding it in because you got to waddle to you got a turtle head poking out, just squeeze that sphincter. And then when you're ready to release, you just relax and it's just...
and you're free. Freedom. See, you learn something new every time you tune in.
He was
to
flagrantly
Sin City
flatulating.
Do you think that would work on Mueller?
I'm going to do it. I'm so going to do it. As anyone who knows me knows, I get arrested a lot for the stupidest fucking reasons. It's so fucking stupid. I'm farting next time. Like, I'm just going to sit in the back of that cop. I might even poop my pants. Just cause.
So here's I don't know how good you guys are at being detectives, but I'd like to find this man.
Get my Google out.
Ready? An Egyptian woman is seeking a divorce 2 weeks into her marriage because her husband won't stop doing the housework. The 28-year-old
She must keep him
newlywed.
in weed like I used to with my ex.
Well, the 28-year-old newlywed says her spouse spends almost all of his time at home cleaning, washing, and ironing clothes and rearranging items in the fridge. She claims that when she asked him to stop, he told her that if she lived in his house, she had to abide by his rules. My husband is a housewife, and I can no longer handle his actions. People.
It's a
This
gift.
is-
It's a gift in the hand. What is it? A gift horse?
in the hand.
Don't look a gift horse in the mouth.
This
Yeah.
is the future ex-Mr. Toxi number 2. If anybody can find him for me,
She needs him, y'all. Like,
I need him in my life.
yeah.
All right, we're almost out of here. I want to read some comments. I know we took up most of the show with Sierra's deal going on right now.
Sorry, guys.
No. I think it was a good conversation. I had a great time. But of course, because...
Hold on, quick, ask me a question.
Catherine says that...
Were you going to fart?
Catherine says that she was sexually abused by a pagan teacher many years ago.
I believe it.
She also posts a link in our... I'll repost it. When I get home, I'll take this link and repost it. From rollingstone.com, in Oregon and Washington State, Christians are hunting and attacking witches, claiming the Vatican and spell... Trump gave the okay to do so because of the spell on Trump done in February of this last year. Which we had nothing to do with, by the way.
By the way, we told our people don't participate in that
Right.
because it ain't worth your time.
Right. But Catherine does end her commentary with, ooh, tree sex, and I want you to go home with that visual. I'm Elexia.
Toxi.
And Sierra.
And we'll be back next week.
Peace out.